Time is very, very important. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Depending if you're watching the recording or you're listening to the recording as if it's available. Or I'm glad to welcome you all to this program. The program is tagged the Success Blueprint. So, and this is actually the second edition of the program. Yeah, the first edition around May. That was before first semester exam, and this is the second edition with the theme Pathway to Academic Success. Pathway to Academic Success. Excited to welcome you all to this to the program tonight, and I can guarantee that you're going to get value and you're going to learn something that can be the key to the success you're actually praying for. Okay? And one thing I always like to start my program with, especially a program like this, is the fact that I'm not here to waste your time, because time is life. If I collect money from you, I can, if you ask me or you disturb me enough, I can actually give you back the money, and you will not lost anything. But the problem is, if I waste your time, if I won't waste your time, it's gone. There's just nothing I can do about it. You can do about it. It's gone. So time is life. So, and you waste your own time, and this is part of what you're going to talk about soon, is that you waste your time, you're actually committing murder, because you're wasting life, you're wasting your life. And if you waste somebody else's life, so if you waste your time, you're actually committing suicide. Okay, you're committing suicide, because your time is your life. And if you waste your life, if you waste someone else's time, you're committing a murder, because you're wasting that person's life. And guess what? I'm here tonight. I don't want to waste anybody's life. I treasure my life so much, and I treasure my time so much. I don't want it to be a waste of time for me, neither do I want it to be a waste of time for you. So I want you guys to pay attention as much as possible, so that it's going to, why I try as much as possible to give you what I promised to give. By putting together this program, I also hope that you also gain as much value from it. Okay, so let's get started. So tonight, again, the theme of the program is called Pathway to Academic Success. Pathway to Academic Success. And I really love an engaging class. For people that have been to my tutorials before, I love we working together, doing it. So I'm not just here to come on to be the one talking. So again, the theme is Pathway to Academic Success. Now, let me ask this question. Do you think there's a pathway to academic success? Do you think there's a road that you can pass through to achieve academic success? Do you think there's something like, or what do you understand by that pathway to academic success? What do you understand by that? Pathway to academic success. So, because this is being recorded, I'm not going to allow you guys to unmute yourself. But what you can do is just type in the group. So if you need to say anything, please type it in the group. Okay, so very quickly, what can you say about pathway to academic success? What does it mean to you when you hear or when you see on the flower pathway to academic success, or hear it? What comes to your mind? So I'm waiting for that. What comes to your mind when you hear pathway to academic success? Is anybody answering? I want us to answer before I go on. Is there anyone here? Is anyone saying anything? If you don't say anything, we're going to stop. And it's a success already. But I want you to know, or maybe put it this way: why are you here? Yes. Why are you here? Why are you here? It means step. Thank you so much, Temidayo. It means steps to academic success. Exactly. So when you hear pathway to academic success, what does it mean? It means the process of achieving academic success. It means the roads, the roadmap, or the blueprints. Yes, that's the idea of what of pathway to of this program itself, the success blueprint. But why success is a very big word, we're bringing down to academics because there are different levels and even types of success. Success areas of success. There's spiritual, there's emotional, there's financially. But this time around, we're talking about academic success. We're talking about the blueprints, the pathway that we can use to achieve what academic success, the pathway you can follow, the roadmap you can follow to academic success. And before I get started, I always like to start something like this with the place to get to higher way in life. Okay, thank you. I always like to start with my story. Okay, and why is it important for me to share my story? Is because of something I called exposure. Something to someone recently, I was telling them that there are some goals you never have in your life. You are not exposed to it. There are some goals you never have. There are some things you never dare to work towards. If you have not seen someone that works towards that thing before, you won't, because you don't even know they are possible. That's why exposure is very, very important. And one of the ways to get exposure is to listen to other people's stories, especially stories of people. Especially stories of people that have achieved what you want to achieve, that have gotten to where you want to go to. Okay, so it's very, very important that we do what we have those stories. And one of the things I also love most is to actually listen to other people's stories too. And I can't also wait to listen to your stories too. I know we're all going to meet at the top. Okay, now what is the story and where does it start? So the story is very long. I'm going to start with this, which is from my point of getting admission. Okay, so how do I get admission in the first place? So, and let me just add this. So I finished secondary school in 2015, and I went to my first exam in 2016. I pursued admission to universities and polytechnic, but I wasn't given admission. So I joined the College of Education, spent 3 years in the College of Education, and graduated in 2019. So in 2019, I worked for like 6 months. Then I decided I take JAMB form. Now, as someone that has been to a school before, I'm not supposed to register for JAMB. I mean, as UTME, I'm supposed to just register as a direct entry student and not supposed to sit for the exam again. But for some reason, which are very good reasons, even though I don't know them, I don't say it that way then. There was a mistake, so I registered as a direct entry student. I was as a UTME student rather instead of direct entry student. And what that means that I have to write the JAMB. This is 2020. So 2020. I tried to change it back to direct entry to no avail. I was not able to. But I was given one assurance that I just need to write a JAMB. And when I'm done with the JAMB, I just have to change back to direct entry. And that's regardless of whatever I score in JAMB. But guess what? In 2016, when I wrote my first JAMB, I scored 210. And one phenomenon that I've seen occur many times when it comes to JAMB is that most people always score below the score they had the first time they wrote JAMB. So I was like, okay, if I scored 210 first JAMB, that means based on that phenomenon, I might score less than that. And I was like, I am going to break the record. Someone said, break the record. So I said that I'm going to break the record for myself. And what do? I decided that, okay, I scored 210 in the first time. So this particular one, I'm going to score 250. I'm going to work towards 250. And that was it. And guess what? Why? And before I go on, why am I sharing this story? Because everything I'm going to share with you here starts with this. Starts from this point. Okay? So, I think I'm going to score 250. At that time, I relocated. At that time, I was teaching. I started teaching already, going to school, teaching, and preparing for JAMB, all the same. At that time, I looked into a new environment. No doing my jam. When I was my jam at 16, I went for tutorials. But this time around, I didn't even have the time because I have to go to school and come back in the afternoon. And guess what? I was so much consumed by the desire. And this is very, very important. Desire, very, very important. I was so much consumed, and I just want to like prove myself right. I'm not proving anybody wrong, but I want to prove myself right that I can do this. And guess what? I did it, and at the end of the day, I wrote my jam, and guess what I scored? I scored 290. So I scored 290. I remember I have like, wasn't it 89? No, 85 in maths, 81 in physics, I think 56 in English, and 64 in chemistry. Something like that. So I had 290, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then what came to my mind then was, if I can do this, every other person can do it. If I can do it, every other person can do it. So what did I do? What did I do? I sat down and I document my process. And as you are growing, so as you are chasing success, one of the things you can afford to not do is document the process. Why? Because when you get to a point where you have people looking up to you, where you have people that are where you are, that are where you are being. So now it now falls on you. The responsibility now falls on you to also help them, to show them how you have navigated your way when you are where they are. That's why it's very important that you document your process. And guess what? I did this. And one of the things I did is that I documented this and I put it in a book. So I authored a book. The book was called Set to Score. Set to Score. So I already have. So, and what I believe then is that, and for people I gave the book to that was actually where the book, in fact, the book was sold, actually. But this that actually where the book, they were like, wow, these principles can actually work for anything. And so when I'm entering into the university, so that's what happened. And guess what? That same 2020 I wrote jam as also 90. I put an admission into to get into Unilorry, and I was not given admission. Even though I accommodated to direct entry, my result direct entry was very good, but so got so good because I'll be here tonight. I'll have to pass through TASUD. I was not given admission. So the next year, I put admission in the TASUD, got into TASUD. But as at the time I went for I went to my first school. I don't know what first class means. I don't know what second class means. I don't know what it is. Actually, though I am averagely serious. Yes, not extremely serious, but averagely serious. But the most important thing is that by the time I'm getting into this particular university, National University of Education, to study mathematics education, I am very, very, I'm very, very clear that I want to come out with what? A first class. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know that based on the principles I've used to score 290 in JAM that I've documented in my book already, I can achieve that goal, first class. But along the line, my goal changed. And what did the goal change to? From trying to achieve a first class result, my goal changed to not just wanting a first class result again. Because what do I need to have a first class result? 4.5, at least 4.5. So along the way, I met someone that put me through, and this is another exposure. So I get exposed to another higher reality. I met someone that was telling me that, like, during his own time, he actually tried to come out as the best graduate student of the school, but was not able to, just by some points, by few, very, very small points. And guess what? That at that time, he vowed that even if he's not able to achieve this, he's going to produce people that will achieve it. And that for like 2 sets now, he has worked with students and he has like give them everything they need to come out as the best graduate students of the university for my department for mathematics. And guess what? From there, just the fact that I was exposed to a higher reality that beyond having a first class, I can even aim to achieve the best graduate students of the school. And that became my goal. Have I achieved it? Not yet. We are still on the way. Okay, but that was the goal. And guess what? Because that was the goal, a lot of things, everything about me changes. Because I change everything I do. My goal before was 100 first class. which is 4.5. There's no much competition. But now my goal is to come out as the best graduating student, which means I am trying to beat all the students in all the schools in almost 30 departments. I have to be the one that will have the highest GPA. That's what it means. Okay. So my first semester 200 level, as you remember, I entered as a data entry student. My first semester 200 level. So from there, I started working towards the goal, and that goal is to have 5 points. So in my first semester 200 level, I have 4.89. I don't have my 5 points. Why? I have 1B in a course. Second semester 200 level, I have the same thing, 1B in a course. So am I not supposed to give up? Yes, I've tried it twice. I'm supposed to give up, but guess what? I don't know how to do it. I wish I know. I wish I knew how to give up, but I don't know how to give up. And that's another thing I'm telling you. I'm here because the lesson has started already. It's not everything you work on the first time that will work out. Most of the time, things you work on will not work out the first time you work on it. Sometimes you have to try again and again. But guess what? Taking the first semester, I do the work. I prayed, because I need to add that. I'm still coming back to that. I prayed. I put in the work. I drag myself to the edge. I get out of my comfort zone. I do things that I myself don't even imagine I'm going to do. And then by the grace of God, by what? The grace of God, I actually got that. I actually achieved my goal. In the first semester, I had my 5.0. Do you know what that means? It means I have A's in all my courses. Will someone congratulate me, please? Please, I need someone to. Okay, so that's it. So why am I here? So that is the story. Why am I telling you the story? I'm telling you that whatever I'm going to ask you to do here today has been done, and you can also achieve it. Now, one thing I also forget to mention, because it's also a matter of exposure. So when I first entered 200 level after my first semester, I had that someone and thank God I know that most of you are 100 level. So I had someone in 100 level, and okay, let me go back. Let me backtrack a bit. So because I was a data entry student, I also have to do my matriculation. So I joined the matriculation. Those that are in 200 level now, we had a matriculation 21st October. Wow, today is 7th October. 21st October last year. Yes, 21st October 2022. I had my matriculation. And guess what? During the matriculation, a student was called out as a best student. And the student was called out, the person has 4.77. And guess what? Later on, after some months, I later had that previous set, the person that was called out, which was actually from my department, mathematics, had 5.0 in first semester and second semester of 100 level. So even though this is a goal that I'm still trying to convince myself that I can achieve, but once I get to know that someone of flesh and of blood like me, especially for my department, has achieved 5.0 before, it gave me that drive. It showed me that it is possible. That is the power of what? Exposure. Hello, that is, if you don't get anything, again, as I said, teaching has started. There are some things again that you will never aim for, and there are some things in life that you will never achieve if you are not exposed to it. There are some dreams that you will never have in life if you are not exposed to someone or something that have achieved it before. Okay, that's the essence of exposure, and that's one of the things you're going to gain from this place. Okay, so that exposure alone propelled me, and thank God this person is someone I know. So I took her as my sister. I call her my sister. I call her my aunt everywhere I go. So whenever I see her, I saw the possibility. I saw that if this person can achieve it, I can achieve it too. Okay, so that's how it go. And then recently, I think, wow, today is exactly a month. So on September 7th, an event was held in Corset. I know most of us here are also from Corset. An event was held in Corset, and a student was called out to have the best CGPA in 300 level. Guess who the person is? The person was Abdulatif Adeleje. This guy, this small guy that's talking to you right now. And that's how it is. So why am I telling you all this? Am I telling you to show you that, okay, this, I'm that? I'm telling you for two reasons. One, to tell you that anything I'm going to tell you today is possible. Anything I'm going to tell you today that has been achieved. Anything I'm going to tell you today is something that's possible. And two, I will show you that if I can do it, you can do it too. If I can do it, you can. So if I can achieve it, nothing can stop me from doing so. Nothing can stop me from doing so. Alright? So I hope we get that. I hope we understand that. And I hope that you can see yourself already. Okay? Now, so now let's go into it. So how can you now do your own? So if I show you all this, about show you what is possible, show you what is achieved. So what is the pathway to academic success? So, and how can you walk through the pathway so that you don't just walk through it? Everybody is walking through the pathway, but as I said, it's a pathway. Okay, so there are some that will get fell down by the road. There are some that will not get to the destination they are going. So, what is the first step? So, the first step to achieving this goal is to define your destination. Define your destination first. Define your destination. You realize that for my story, and I'm going to be bringing all these things out for my story. For my story, the first thing I said is when I entered the school, I already have the goal that I want to come up with first class. Then later the goal changed it to come out as the best graduate student. And because I want to come out as the best graduate student, I have to change my goal to just one goal, which is to have 5.0 in all my departmental, in all my semester rather, in all the semester. That is my destination. So the first thing is define your. Someone please put it down. I want you to type it here. Define your destination. Okay, define your destination. So I'm asking you today, where is your destination? What is your destination? Is it first class? Is it to come out as the best graduate student? Is it have 5.0? So I'll come out the second class upper, second class lower, to come out as third class, to come out as to come out with pass, to come out with anything, to come out with the best students in your department, and so on and so forth. Define your destination, and this is part of it. It's part of you. So part of defining your destination is starting with why, because what it means is that anything you want to do, you must first have a why for it. Because I cannot just come here and tell you to start reading, start doing all those things, studying, and that's what most people do wrong. You try to do all of these things that you have been told, or that is conventional. Because you don't have a specific destination in mind, you don't do what is required. Yes, you are reading, but you're not doing enough to get to your destination. Okay, you're not doing enough to get to your destination. So again, the first step is what? Define your destination. So, and so moving from destination, I want to I'll give you something. I call it DVD. So please, I want you guys to help me to type it out. DVD. I'm very sure we all at one point have watched DVD, watched movies on DVD or CD or all that. But I intentionally used it so that you can remember. DVD. What does DVD mean? The D means dream. D means dream. What is your dream? For my own entering starting from 100 level, the goal is to come out with a first class. It changed to best graduate student, and because of best graduate student, it stands at 5.0. That is my dream. So everything starts with a dream. So the dream is what you want. No, I said again, define your destination, define where you're going. So first thing in reaching your destination is to have a dream, because you reach your destination twice. I hope you're getting it. Anything you want to achieve in life, it is achieved twice. First, it is achieved in your mind before it is achieved in your hand. There's a saying that say what you don't see in your mind, you cannot have in your hand. Okay, what you don't see. And please, before I go on, this is something you just listen to and go once. I want you, if you don't have it before, get a pen and paper, and anything I say here that makes sense to you, jot it down so that you can come back to it. Again, what you can see in your mind, what you don't see in your mind, you cannot have in your hand. So destinations. So when I say define your destinations, you reach your destination twice. Number one in your mind. That is where your dreams comes in. That is where you can picture it. Because anything you cannot a future that you cannot picture, you cannot future in a picture. Sorry, let me get that right. You cannot future in a future that you are not able to picture. I hope you get that. You cannot future in a future. And let me say that. Let me start that period. This is the first one. You cannot future in a future that you have not what? Picture. So these are the three things. You cannot future. Future means experience. You cannot experience. You cannot achieve. You cannot have a future that you have not picture. Okay? So you have not picture. That's where your dreams come. So what is your dream? So at one level, when you say you want to have 5.0, you want to have a first class, it is all a dream. But then the destination is when you get to 400 level. Okay? When you get to 400 level, after your results, and you have that dream, and you achieve that dream, that is the what? Destination. Now, what I want you to know is that between your dream and your destination, there is something that must happen. There's a road in between them. There's a road, there's a gap in between your dream and your destination. And how do you get from your dream to your destination? You need a vehicle. It's just like you are currently in Ijagun. For me now, I've been in school. And I live in town, so that means to get to school. So right now, before I leave I take my food out of my house, my dream is to go to school. Okay? So because I want to go to school, so that my dream is what make me carry my bag and get me out of the house and go to Adefison Junction. But guess what? Between my dream, which is the idea of going to school, and getting to school, there is a gap. You get it? There is a gap. There is express. So what is going to take me from my dream, from my point of dreaming to my destination? It is very cool. So what do? I will go to Adefison and enter a shuttle, or go to Lagos Garage and enter a shuttle, or take a bike and enter, and I'll take a bike that will take me to school. That bike, that shuttle, that is my vehicle. Now, this vehicle is the one that is going to take me from where I am right now, from Adefison to school. So if I don't board the right vehicle, I will not get to where I'm going. Okay? I don't know why. My brother and sister, I am going to get to a place. It's just that it will not be where I'm going. So if I'm supposed to take a bike going to Ijagun, and I take a bike, I tell the bike man I'm going to Ososa. Or I'm supposed to enter a cab, or let's say I'm coming from school. So I'm supposed to enter a cab going to town, the Lagos Garage, and I enter a cab going to Ososa. Do you know what will happen? It will carry me to Ososa. So it will drop me somewhere. But the question is that where I want to go? So what is now the vehicle? The vehicle is the process, is the pathway. It is what you come here to learn today. It is what I want to show you today. The vehicle is everything that you do. It's all the steps, all the process, every single thing you engage in. From the day you step a foot inside the school to the day you graduated, those are your vehicles. If you board the right vehicle, you're going to get to your destination. But if you don't board the right vehicle, you will get to a destination, but it will not be the one that you want to. And there is nothing you can do about it. Because you cannot board a vehicle going to Ibadan and expect yourself to get to Lagos. Is it possible? Please let me know. Is it possible, Jerry? Is it possible to board a vehicle going to Ibadan and expect yourself to get to Lagos? It's not. So everything you are doing on campus right now, it's a vehicle that you are boarding every single time. Now, sometimes you board a vehicle, it's just like someone that is going to a very far place. You board a vehicle, you get down, you board another one, you get down, you board another one, you get down, you board another one, you get down. That's how it is. So at every point, if you board the wrong vehicle, you will not get to where you are going. So the vehicles now, only we have like, I call it 4 checking points, 100 level. 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. Now, those checking points, they are divided into two. Each of the checking points is divided into two. First semester, second semester. So, the decisions, the actions, the choices that you make in each of these checking points is what will determine whether you're going to get to where you are going or not. Because if it's someone that gets to, yes, whether you're going to get to where you're going or not. Now, that vehicle. So, let's talk about the vehicle now. So, the vehicle, there are now two things that is driving the vehicle. I hope you're with me. You're still with me. Let me know, please. Let me know I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let me see I'm with you. Let me see I'm with you. Okay. So what now consists of the vehicle? So the vehicle consists of two things. I've never done this thing like this before, and I'm really glad I'm doing this. Okay, the vehicle consists of what? Two things. Yes, the first one. The first one is the God factor. There are two, as I said. The first one, number one is God factor. Number two is what? Number two is the self factor. So it's, yeah, self factor. In fact, it's more than two. But let's say the most important things that constitute the vector is what? The God factor and the self factor. Let me add one more. Environment. Environment factor. And I'm going to explain all this. I'm going to explain all this. Okay? So the first factor in what is it called? In the vehicle is what? The first factor in the vehicle is the God factor. And what does God factor means? So recently when I don't have much sense, when I don't have up to the sense I have now, when I have what is it called? When I'm doing a lot of things, I'm talking about my achievement, I always like try to, what is it called? Like try to take credit for everything. Get it? I try to like take credit for everything. I try to say, I am brilliant and this. But as I grow older, okay, and I get more mature, I realize that there are people that are more brilliant than me. They don't achieve what I achieve. There are people that are doing more than what I'm doing, and they don't achieve what I've achieved. So it makes me understand the fact, the importance, and the factor and the place of God in everything that I do. So I want you to know that whenever you want to do anything, everything must start with God. In fact, before you leave house, we are still talking about dream, destination, dream, vehicle, and destination, DVD. So it starts with what? God first. So what I do is every single semester, especially when my exam is coming on, even before my exam is coming, when my exam, as I'm using this semester, I talk to God. I commit everything to God's hands because I know that I know it, that I am not enough. I know. See, when you know that you are a human being, there is a limit to what you can do. So you know that you need an higher power. You need a power that is beyond every power. You need a power that can achieve anything. You need a power that is capable of doing anything. And it starts with God. Because trust me, you can't do it alone. Go and say it or go and check it. Every successful person in this world, has the God factor. Every successful person in this world had a place where they have their agreement with God. Like they have their covenant with God. Where they have a backup. When you hear, I get backup. So you don't have to worry. So the first thing I'm asking you to do is whatever your dream is, whatever you want to achieve, commit it in God's hand first, because there are some things you cannot do. There are some things you cannot do it. See, in this life, everything is divided into two. Things you can control and things you can't control. In this case, there are a lot of things you can't control. So what do you have to do? Do the one you can control, and that's where the self factor is. That's where the word self factor is. Those are the things you can control. But there are some that you can't control. Do that one, God. That's where you must start with God. But most of us, we just end that is something. I'm not asking, though some of us pray, I'm not saying you don't pray, but be specific. Tonight, right now, before you go to sleep, talk to God. God, He is the one that curates you. For me, I'm a Muslim. I go to mosque, and one thing I believe is that I don't need anybody to communicate with God. I communicate directly with God because He is my curator. I don't have two curators. I have just one, and I can communicate with Him whenever I want. I don't have to go to mosque to communicate with God. And I want to let you know there's a difference between worship and prayer. So as a Muslim now, I go to mosque to offer salah, to pray. That is worship. So there are specific places to worship. But when it comes to prayer, and there are specific times too, there are times you can pray too. You can go to church, have all these things. But I'm telling you that there are some prayer that does not that does not require you to go anywhere. Okay, that does not require you to live where you are. You don't get it. Right now you can pray. I don't have to pray. I don't have to go to anywhere or to meet anybody before I start praying if I need to. I pray every single time. When I enter school, I pray. Be like, oh no, move to school. This is the goal I want to achieve this semester. This is what I want to do. Why? God factor. Because again, there's a lot of things that are out of your control that you might not be able to do on your own. So, and that's one thing that most of us get wrong. We put our efforts, we do a lot of things, we put in a lot of effort, but something is missing. God factor. And some of us, another mistake that we make is that we start too late. Some of us, it is when we are finished the exam that we start praying, not you. I'm telling you, that should not be you. You start your prayer before your exam. You do everything, you commit everything. I mean, from the beginning of the semester, you commit everything. And if you have not done that, it's not late. I want someone, please type God factor in the something. God factor is very, very important. When you have God, who can stand against you? Who can? Nobody fits. They will tell you, this course, but you will pass it. Why? You have God. You have God. People will tell you are doing magic. Yes, you are doing it. The God that you have is a miracle worker. And this is not about your faith. This is not whether you're a Muslim or a Christian. It's about, do you believe that there's an higher power? Do you believe that there's a creator? If yes, commit everything you have in His hand. Now the next thing, so we have settled that. So again, please, don't wait till you finish your exam. Don't wait till you are done. Right now, some of you are writing e-tests. 100 levels are having their e-test tomorrow. They're having e-test on Monday. You have done one on Friday, yesterday. You will continue on Monday. Commit everything to His hands. But He's the one that can do what you cannot do. And what do you have to do? You have to just do your best and leave the rest to Him. Okay, so once you have done your best, He will take it from there. But the thing is, you have to be aware from the beginning that, okay, it's not when you have done your best finish, then after asking Him, you have to be aware, you have to know. Is that if He cannot do it, He can, but let Him know. Okay, God factor. Second thing, self factor. Remember, we're still talking about pathway to academic success. So on that pathway to academic success, I've told you there are 4 checking points: 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. 4 checking points. Okay, and then at each checking point we have vehicles, and the vehicles, and there are 3 most important vehicles. We have the God factor, we have the self factor, we have the environment factor. Self factor. Okay, so self factor is now you. It's you putting in the effort. It is you doing the thing. Okay, and that's where and we know that this is where it concerns every one of us, because this is what you want to hear. Right? Now, self factor. What's the first thing that you do in self factor? Before I say that, I want to ask a question. This place is too cold, please. This place is cold. Please, if you fall down, what do you do? If you fall down, what are you supposed to do? When you fall down, what are you supposed to do? Because right now, some of you have fallen down. Result is out, isn't it? And some of us are on the ground already. But what do you do? What are you supposed to do when you fall? Huh? You check what's for you down and then rise. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So I want more response. I want more response. Mr. Kazim, you are casting these things already. No, that's good. So where am I going? Where am I asking you that question? The logical thing to do when you fall down is to get up. Yes. But is there anything bad in it? No. You have to get up. You have to. You must. But the mistake most people make is that you stand up and you go on. It's like, again, we are on the pathway to academic success. And for example, I've told you we have 4 checking points. Right now, most of you here are in the first checking point. You are going toward the first checking point. And even the first checking point has 2 parts of the journey, first semester. So when you get to a point, and that first checking point, you have what should I call it, resting points. So there's a place. It's just like someone, if you have traveled a long distance, you realize that you get to a point where the motor will park, everybody's going to get down, stretch their leg, enter a restaurant, get something to eat before they now continue going on the journey. That's the same thing for you. So you are on a pathway, you are on a journey of academic success. Okay? And as you are going, your motor entered, what's it called? Entered a pothole. Entered a very big pothole, and something affected your tire. So what are you supposed to do? You change the tire, get your jack, get the extra tire, you repair the tire, you do everything, and guess what? You go on. And that's the biggest mistake most of us make, is that we don't take a look back to check what punctured the tire in the first place. Like, I don't know, am I making sense? What punctured the tire in the first place? Like, what gets me down in the first place? See, if you don't know what gets you down, you are still going to go back to that point, and you will still fall down. Why? Because you don't know what gets you down in the first place. Do you get what I'm saying? So the first step after your self-work, assuming this is your first semester now, I don't need to talk about review because you have not done anything. But this is second semester. You have done something. You have passed. You have succeeded. You have a result already. Probably you have failed in some places. Probably you have 4 shots in some places. So what's the first thing you do? Review. What am I saying? Review. Go back to this something and learn. Ask yourself, what gets me down in the first place? What gets me down in the first place? Where do I fall down? Okay, how do I do it? What vehicles do I take? What are the actions that I took? What are the decisions that I made that get me these results? Most of you here, especially you are in course state, you have seen your results, isn't it? So you already know where you are. You have known the type of the depths of potholes that you get yourself into. So the question is, before you get up, before you have gotten up and you have started going on the journey. So, but before you move an inch away from that pothole, peer into that pothole and see how deep it is. One, and check back, take a look back, and look at it. What gets me into this pothole? How do I drive my car? How do I get into the pothole in the first place? Again, review. Part of reviewing is self-discovery. So what does self-discovery mean? Self-discovery is the fact that you get to know yourself. So from reviewing leads to what? Self-discovery. Reviewing leads to what? Self-discovery. Because when you review, you get to study and you get to learn more about yourself. So you become more aware about things about yourself. From there, you realize that, okay, man lost a class. Sometimes if I read in the morning, I understand it best. I assimilate more. Or if I read in the afternoon, I assimilate more. If I read in the evening, I assimilate more. Okay? So that is where you start. So you get to what? Know yourself. So after self-discovery, what is the next thing? Have a new plan. So what do? You will plan. You what? You will plan. And what is your planning means is that now you are about to continue your journey. So you need to replan. And when you are replanning, you're going to take in all the lessons that you have gotten. You have to go to take all the lessons you have gotten from the first checking point or the first stop that you have. When you have checked all your results, you have seen everything. So now you have a new plan. And guess what? Because of the short holes or the portals that you have entered, you realize that the dream you have might be shaking. But what do? You don't give up, no matter what. You don't what? Give up. So part of what I told some people last week was you have to become like a ball, so that the harder you are bounced on the ground, okay, the higher you're going to what? Bounce back. And that is where a new plan is. And it's very easy to say, I'm going to change things, I'm going to have 5.0 in this semester, I'm going to do this. Everybody have that. But that's the difference between wish and goals. Because everybody can have a wish. Everybody can want to have 5.0. Everybody can want to have the best results. Everybody can want to emerge the best student. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to do what it takes? So have a new plan. So beyond your dream, beyond having a dream, have a plan. And what the plan is, what am I going to do this semester? What am I going to do differently this semester? What am I going to do differently this semester that will make me achieve my goal? Okay, that will make me achieve my goal. Okay, that will what? Make me achieve my goal. Or that will make me continue in the right direction towards my final destination. Have a new plan. So how do you come up with a plan? The first thing is, first, identify how many courses are you doing this semester? How many courses are you doing? That's number one. How many courses are you doing? Write everything out. Second one, decide. So now let me reframe this thing, okay, to be more, just on my mind now, to be more realistic. Remember that we are on a journey. You know your destination over time, but then there are 4 milestones. Let me put milestones instead of checking points. There are 4 milestones. The milestones are 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. Now, each milestone requires, so each milestone, to reach each milestone, there are 2 checking points each. So checking points are your semesters. So when you get the first checking point, you have the time to review the journey from the beginning to the first checking point, and then you plan to go to the next checking point. So when you achieve the next checking point, that's when you started the race toward the second milestone. So right now you are on the first, you have gotten to the first checking point already, and you are on your journey to second checking points. Okay, so the question is, what is your plan? So you realize that by the time you get to your first checking point, a lot of things have happened, and then you are now at a place where you are asking yourself, what am I going to do differently this semester to achieve my goal? So the first thing is, define a goal. So you know you have a greater destination in mind, but you must have a goal for each checking point. First, you must have a destination. That is the biggest goal, the grandest goal. This destination will be divided into 4 milestones. Now, these 4 milestones, each milestone divided into 2. So each checking point must have their goal. Again, each checking point must have their goal. So the question now is, do you achieve your goal for the first checking points? Let me ask that question here. Do you achieve your goal for the first checking points? I want yes or no. Do you achieve your goal for the first checking points? At least you know what checking points means now. So if you achieve your goal for the first checking point, you check yourself. What do I do well? How am I able to achieve this goal? And what can I do to make sure that I achieve the goal for the second checking point? If you do not achieve the goal for the first checking point, you ask yourself, what are the things that disturb me, affected me from achieving my goal for the first checking point? And what can I do differently to achieve my goal for this second point. So as you're about to embark on the second checking point, something, you define a goal for that one too. And what goal do I always define for my semester? 5 points. And I'm telling you the idea too. Regardless of what you have right now, regardless of how bad or how good your result is, the best goal you can ever chase, ever work towards is what? Is 5.0. Is what? 5.0. Okay? Do you understand that? So that is the goal. Now, so when you now have the goal, the question will be, what do you need to do to achieve the goal? For example, let me use as an example. This semester, I have 7 departmental courses and I have 2 generals. Okay? And my goal is what? 5.0. And what do I need to have 5.0? I need to have A's in all my 9 courses. My mathematics courses, the 7 departmental, and the 2 generals. Okay? So I need to have what? A's. That's what I need to do. So when you have gotten this, so you realize that the next thing I need to do is, what do I need to do to achieve A in each courses? I don't know. I'm very sure you have not done this before. So the first step is to find the goal. And I'm the one that is setting goal for 5.0. I'm not asking, it's not compulsory that your goal is 5 points. Yours can be 4.5. Yours can be 4.0. Okay? Choose your own goal. Don't choose someone else's goal. It is personal to you. Choose your own goal. Don't run someone else's race. Don't do copy. Someone do that. Please let me to put it in the comment section. Don't do copy. Why I so much believe that there is nothing you cannot achieve in life. That you can achieve any goal you set for yourself. Okay, if you put in the necessary work, that is it. If you put in the necessary work, but don't also do copy because we are different. You are different. The goal that is very comfortable for me to chase might not be comfortable for you. So again, don't do copy. So what am I asking you to do? Choose your goal. So once you have your goal, for example, now if your goal is 4.0, what that means is that you need to have B's in all your courses. Or you can have, let's say, 3 A's, some B's, some C's. Everything is going to give you 4.0. Okay? So for example, okay, that's it. So for example, if you think, 5.0 my label, check it. Our course here, which one am I very sure that I'm going to have A's? Write down the courses number 1. Put all the scores that you think, if you do all your best, at least right now, you know all the courses you are doing already. You know how tough they are. You know your ability in them. So write down all the courses. Put what you think you can get. If you do your best, I mean, if they put a gun to your head and you are asked to do it, then they say, okay, do your best. So that's what I'm asking you to do. So if you do all you can do with God's help, what can you add? If it is A, put it there. If it is B, put it there. In fact, that's another thing. This is very amazing. That's just the more you teach something, the more you do. So this is the best way to go about it. So instead of you choosing a goal, don't choose a goal first. First thing is get through all your courses. At least for this particular moment, I want this to be practical. If something I'm doing at the beginning of the semester is you can choose your goal and then work towards it. You know that, for example, now that's what I did. I know that I need to have A in all these courses. So from the beginning of the semester, I'm already working towards A. But for your own case, it might be different because the semester is going already. The exam is starting already. So check it. Write out your courses and check. Okay, if I do all it takes, if I do all I can, what am I going to have in this course? If it is A, put it there. If it is B, put it there. But I'm telling you, don't put anything less than B there. Me, I don't want that. Just A and B. Again, just A and B. When you have not put it there, let's say you are doing 9 courses, and you have put 4A, 5 B's, or 5A, 4 B's. Then calculate it. Calculate your points and get it. So when you calculate the points, you will be able to know. For example, now, if you are doing 9 courses, and you have given yourself, okay, in all these courses, I can have 6 A's. Okay, A would be, and each of these courses, there are two points. So A, for the points for A is 5 points. Okay, and unit points for all the courses is 10. Is 2 rather. So 2 times 5, that's 10. So if you think you can have A in 10 courses, in 5 courses, 6 courses rather, that is 60 already that is waiting for you. Now, if you can have B in 3 courses, B is 4. 4 times 2, that's 8. 8 times 3 is 24. That gives you 84. So you now do 84 divided by 5. So 84 divided by 18, which is the list of the units of all courses. You know, we're doing 9 courses, and they are just 10. We're doing 9 courses, and they are 2 units each. So you just do 84 divided by 18. That will give you 4.666667. So from there already, you already know what your GP is going to be like. So when anybody is asking you, what are you working for? You already know what you are working for already. Whether you go 4.8, no, bossy, put it, go for 4.8. So you're in that 4.8. Okay, this is very, very important, so that you already know what you're going to have. You know that if I do all my best, so this is what I'm going to have at the end of this semester. So when you're not done, you have done all those things. The next thing I need to do is, what do I need to do to achieve this A that I want to achieve in this course? The network is bad here. Okay, so what do I need to do to achieve this what you call this A that I want to achieve? Okay, you know what? I think the recording will be available. I'm not really able to. I need to concentrate. Okay, so what I need to do to achieve the A's that I want to achieve in this course? Second, what do I need to do to achieve the A I want to achieve in this course? What do I need to do to achieve the B that I want to achieve in this course? That's how you do for all your courses. This is not something you do in your head. Get a pen and paper and put it down. I call it a specialized or personalized study plan. I have a personalized study plan or specialized study plan. Okay, for all your courses. Study plan is how do you plan to study this course to achieve the goal that you want to achieve? Personalized or specialized study plan for each courses. Is it that you're going to, for those that I do, for me now, for most of my mathematics courses, what I always do is, for my exam, I try to know all the topics, okay? And when exam is coming, I will try to solve all the examples, all the assignments, all the class exercises again, everything from the beginning to the end, before I go for my exam. For my generals, I will read my material very well, and I'm going to read through PDF. The matter is here, I will read through it some minutes to my exam. But first, I will have read the material, sometimes back to back. Okay? So I hope you get that. So you have the word specialized study plan for each course. And then from there, you stick to the plan. You make sure you stick to the plan. And then please chip in this. There's a difference between someone that is interested in something and someone that is committed to achieving that thing. I hope you get that. There's a difference between someone that is committed to achieve something and someone that is merely interested. If you are merely interested, you will just say that you are interested. And a lot of things are going to happen, and you will give excuses of why you are not able to do something, why you are not able to do, why you are not able to do that. But when you are committed, you do what is required. You go beyond your comfort zone, you go to the boss, you go beyond what you imagine yourself to be able to do. And do what? Put in everything that is required. So you have to be committed. You have to go beyond just being interested in achieving your goal. To be what? Committed. Very, very important. Okay. So after you have now developed the study plan, you now follow through. You what? You follow through. Okay? You follow through. And again, please don't do copy. Follow through. Make sure that what you're doing is something that aligns with you. It's something that you can do. It's something that is easy for you to do. Because someone is doing this way, you also do it. Okay? Don't. Now, what's now the next thing? So we're talking about, remember, we're talking about vehicles. We're talking about the third factor. We're talking about the self factor. So the next thing now is environment factor. So the environment factor is what is your environment? See, your environment matters a lot. Your environment affects everything you do. And the greatest part of the environment of you or for you is your friends, your associates, the people you work with, the people you hang out with. Okay, so if you are the type that is trying to get A's in all your courses and you are hanging out with friends who don't mind having tea, or who are in the club of Uyomi, they are 40 and they are happy. Okay, Ọlọ́run ṣe o, wọ́n fún mi ní 40, Uyomi o. Then you don't know what you're doing. That's just it. Because your destination will determine the type of environment you will put yourself, the type of thing you associate yourself with. Okay, so you have to be very careful who you call your friends. Excuse me. You have to be what? Very careful who you call your own friend. Who is your friend? Excuse me. Let me take some water. Okay, sorry about the break. So I'm saying, who are your friends? And you call your friend. Why? Because they constitute larger part of the environment. In fact, if you are the type that have roommates, who is your roommate? So your environment affects a whole lot. The people you work with, whether that there are sometimes you'll be down. You don't want to go to school. Like I was telling a classmate of mine. I want to say friend before, but I changed it to what? Classmate. Recently, I was asking about his friend that is supposed to, they're living together, and he come for class, the other friend did not come to class. I was telling him that if I am your friend or we are roommates and I'm going to class and you are still staying when I'm going to class, I'm going to pour water on you. Yes, that's the type of friend I am. For you to be my friend, you know that you have signed up for something very crazy, because for you to be my friend means we are going the same way. And if you are slacking behind, you know how truck always I want to remember this. And so how truck, there's this type of truck, they always tow cars. And how some trucks always follow each other. That's to follow each other if we are friends. So that's the same thing. So ask yourself, the person you call your friend, are they pushing you forward? Yes. Are they helping you or not? So you have to ask that question, because your environment matters a lot. Your association, they say your association determines your acceleration. Your acceleration determines your acceleration. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people. So you have to go with people. And another thing I say, feather of the same feather, bird of the same feather, flock together. Okay? So if you are a loser, if you run around losers, you become a loser yourself. If you run around winners, you become a winner. Because you realize that there are some cases where there's some things that you don't do before. But once you start following someone, you start becoming friends with someone, start doing it. Why? Because they have influence on you. Remember, we are talking about what? Environment factor. Because it affects a lot of things. There are some people, when you have C in a particular exam, and your friend has D, and you are like, or you have C, and you're serious, and you tell you, and the first thing your friend tells you is, she died. Oh, it's still good now. She be seen for me. It is D that they gave me. Imagine that. With that one, well, guess what? Let's say you have B in the course, and you get to your friend's place, and you are like, this result, I have B, and I was like, I actually have A, but I believe you can do better. I believe this semester, let's try to get A. Or let's say, me too, I have B, but this semester, I must get A in this social course. I must get A in this social course. Yes. Friend that push you forward, or when you are down, or you are going through a lot, who do you call your friend? Who can you turn to? Who do you get advice from? Who do you get advice from? Who's going to help you? Who's going to who is going to like talk to you? Like, who is going to like help you out of it? And this is it. There are some times when you get to a point, you're just tired. I mean, in fact, you are frustrated, you are sad, you feel like, I'm not even sure I can go on again. Who can you call? Who do you call your friend that you can call? Is this someone, or is that, do you have anyone, or is it someone that you're going to call and the person is saying, it's no big deal, or let's say you miss a class and you're like, we miss class to you, I'm late already, and you're telling your friend, and your friend was like, my worry, it's not just one class, it will not do anything. And just for that thing, they did test, and the lecturer said, anybody that missed the test will not write an exam, and you feel like, that's your problem. Okay? Or you're like, I'm late to exam, I'm late to class. I'm like, let's be going. We must not miss this class. Who are your friends? Remember, environmental factor. Environmental factor, they're very, very important. Okay, so if you are able to work towards this, so all these factors, they constitute your vehicle because they determine your decisions and they affect your results. The God factor, the self factor, the environment factor. Okay, so I want you to sit down. Everything I've said, as I said, I was actually saying maybe I'm able to keep the recording. I'm going to post the recording here, and I want you to watch the recording again. Okay, the one is going to be posted on YouTube, so you watch it there. So I'm going to record. I need you to watch the recording and actually go through all these things again. Okay, through them, put things down, and decide. Don't just listen to all these things. All these things are very sweet to hear. But the most important thing, what's going to make a difference is what you do. Okay, I always tell people, the transformation you seek is in the action you take from the information you have acquired. So if you don't take any action, if you don't do anything about this information, to be even frank, is it the first time you are hearing all these things? Most probably, this is not the first time. But the question is, what impact does it make in your life? Huh? What impact does it make in your life? You get what I'm saying? You have to take action on all these things. You have to take action. And that's why this is not just a one-off thing. We are building a community. As you have seen the name, Excellent Student Community. We're still going to you're going to have ongoing support in the group. So if you have any issue, have any challenge, feel free to reach out to me. Send it to group. We're building a community of people that are what's it called? They are committed to achieving academic excellence, achieving academic success, and we are committed towards helping each other achieve this thing. Okay, that is the aim of all this thing. All right. Now to round up, let me just say this. I want to round up with this sentence. One thing I always say again, tell people, especially when it comes to results, is that, and let me tell you this, and this can be an encouragement for someone, that your results most of the time is not a function of your ability, it's a function of your performance. Okay? Or let me say let me say your performance at every single point in time, most of the time, is not a function of your ability. Does the ability matter? Yes. But the most important thing most of the time is your preparation. I'm going to say that again. Most of the time, the most important thing is your what? Preparation. When you prepare very well for something, even your preparation can balance with your ability to achieve anything you want to achieve in life. So again, your performance most of the time is not a function of your ability. So anything you have achieved this semester, that is not fixed. That is not the end. It does not mean that that's everything that you can ever achieve in life. It only means that is the level of preparation that you made. That is what your preparation is worth. So someone that prepared for A and someone that prepared for B, someone that have A and someone that have B does not do the same thing. And because the fact that you have A does not mean you know it more than the person that have B. It might just mean that you read more than the person that have B. You prepare harder than the person that have B. Okay, so you have to be very, very conscious of that. And I'm going to sum this up with a saying. I know some of us that are part of my Math 121 tutorial some weeks ago, I gave it a saying. I said, the more you sweat in peace, and I want someone to write it down, please. I want everybody to write it down. And I'm going to personalize it now. The more the more I sweat in peace, the less I will bleed in war. The more I sweat in peace, the less I will bleed in war. What does it mean? It means that when you do the work you're supposed to do in the time of peace, work hard, you train very well, you sharpen your sword, you sharpen your skill, you do everything you're supposed to do. In time of peace, as we are right now, this is time of peace. Examination is the war. So the more you prepared, the more prepared you are in this time around, that is the more you will perform your examination. So you see that a warrior or a fighter that is always practicing every now and then, or a football team or a player that is always practicing, going to training every now and then, will not do much. How many of you have seen Messi play and you just wonder, how can someone be this good? No, it's not just something that happened a day. It's a preparation. It's a preparation. Okay, it's a preparation. So the more you sweat in peace, the more you work when you don't have to. Because in this life, there are two things. Is that you are chasing something or something is chasing you. So the more you work when nothing is chasing you, okay, the more easier it will be for you to catch anything you chase whenever you start the chase. Okay, whenever you start the chase. So please, sweat now, sweat in peace now, so you will not bleed much in war. So sweating in peace means preparing, following your specialized study plan, going with your plan, preparing very well. So you get into the exam hall, it will be easy for you. You just, that time, that situation where you just put your head down, your pen is just dancing in the book, and you're just calling extra sheet, extra sheet, extra sheet. Okay? Well, let extra sheet. You pay for it. The thing is, the saying is, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed. When it is in peace, when it is in peace, you are not dealing with sword at that time, so you're not bleeding. So the only thing you do is stress. But when you get well, you have an opponent now. You have someone that will kill you. So any mistake that you make, you will bleed. The blood will come out of your vein. That's what it means when you fail. Okay? Blood will come out. You will have injury. You will sustain injury. That means that the more you prepared before a war, and there's a saying that say, you don't dig a well when you are thirsty. You don't dig a well when you are thirsty. And you don't plan for a war on the day of battle. You don't prepare for war on the day of battle. You prepare for war long before there is a battle. Long before there is a battle. That's what it means. That the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed the war. I want you to write this out and pass it to someone. And part of it, when you have your dream, make it to be something you see every time. This one are just random things that's coming to my mind right now. Make sure you sit every single thing you put out every single time. Get a sheet of paper, write it there. That dream, that A that you said you want to have, all those courses where you have A in this. In fact, beyond just having that, putting that A, put the score there. Put the score. You want to have in this course, put 80, put 85, put 75, put 95, put 100. That's what you want to have in the course. Put it there. Place it somewhere in your room where every day you wake up, you see it. So that if you want to do nonsense, in fact, you can snap it, make it be your wallpaper. So that every single time you wake up, you see it. So nothing will distract you from it. So even if you are doing nonsense, you're supposed to read and you're not reading. Once you see the list, you feel like, wow, okay, we must read. And the last thing, another thing I want you to know is, to every glory, there's a story. So at the beginning of this session, I explained to you, I narrated my story, the 5.0, the 4.89, the 4.9, all those on. I do all these things. But As I've said, as everything I've said pointed to every glory, there is a story. So when you see someone that is achieving some results, don't just celebrate their results, ask for the story. Because it is in that story that you know the process. It's that story that you know the process. And I want you to work harder. Work hard. So you must know that your fight. So when you set your goal, one of the things setting goal will help you to do is that it will differentiate you from other people. Because now you don't do what everybody is doing. So when they come for class and your friend are saying they are not going for class, you will go. Why? Your fight is different. You don't want to have 4.5. You don't want to have 5.0. You don't want to have 4.25. You don't want to have 4.67. So your fight is different, and you fight it differently. Okay? So here's where I'm going to stop. Probably we still have more of this in the group. Probably we'll do once in a month where I just come up here, and you just ask a question. So I'm going to give us time to ask questions. Do you have any question? Because I want us to hand this off by 10 o'clock. So we have just 8 minutes left. We have just 8 minutes left. So please. Do you have any questions? Any questions, please? Any questions? Do we have any questions? If you have the question, just please type it. I don't want to, please type it. So please, if you have any question, please drop it. Drop it. I can see a question here. Is it possible to cover much in less time? It depends. There's nothing that's not possible, but it depends. Covering much in less time. Covering much in less time. It's actually possible, but then it's just require effort. For example, now, if you are a person, there's something that you're supposed to learn at a particular point, and you do not do what you're supposed to do, and that's become rushing, then you have to do what you must do. So for someone that's, for example, now you have been reading 1 hour per day since this why, and for someone, for let's say for the past 1 month, and but for another person I want to start just a week ago, the person might start within 3 hours, okay, to cover up for what, for all the places is lagging behind. So the best thing is to start early, so that you don't have to force yourself, you don't have to exhaust yourself unnecessarily, you don't have to pressure yourself and overwhelm yourself. Okay, so the best thing is towards. Now, if someone is in 2.9 in his GP, can the person still make it to first class? I have to be very frank with you. That is very is rare. It's very rare, because for you to be in 2.9, so let's say the highest score you can ever have in school is 5.0. So let's say you have 5.0 this first semester already. Let's say 2.9. You now have 5.0 in first semester. Second semester, you have 5.0 in first semester 200 level. 5.0 in second semester 200 level. 5.0 in first semester 300 level. 5.0 in second semester 300 level. Let me check that first. 1, 2, 3. That's 6. Yes, it's possible. If you can have 5.0 from all this semester. It's possible. The answer to your question is very, very possible. You can have 5.0 in all your semester. It's very possible. Let me try and check 4.8. Let me just bring it down a bit. 2.9 plus 4.8 plus 4.8 plus 4.8 plus 4.8 plus 4.8. So it's very, very possible if you do, though it takes work, like serious work. And let me ask, if the person, hope the person don't have any carryover, that's another thing. Hope the person don't have carryover. So it's still possible. It's just that it takes what? It takes dedication. It takes a whole lot of focus. Everything I've explained this morning, that's what it takes. Okay, do you have any other question, please? We have just 3 minutes more. Abai. Okay, do you have any question? Okay, I can see people typing their question. So tell me that they answer your question. Tell me that ever answer your question. Oh, finally, I just remember this. Let me add this again. That so everything you want to achieve in life, there's a price to pay, and you must be willing to pay the price. If you don't pay the price, the one that have CE cannot get the prize. So you have to pay the price. You have to pay the price. Okay. And another thing I need to say is some of the things that have helped me in my own experience is that I read books a lot. And when I say books, I don't mean to be a better reader. What can someone who is lazy in reading do to motivate themselves to be a better reader? First question is, the person don't need to be a better reader. Since the difference between someone that is a good reader and someone that's lazy in reading. So the person can be good in reading, but just be lazy in around, no read. Why? The person can be very hardworking, but not so good in reading. So the most important thing to get away from being a lazy reader, if you are actually a good reader, is that you have to have a why. So you have to have a destination in mind. The question will be, why should you read in the first place? And that's what I'm going to mention here, is that part of the thing that always helped me a lot is, and this is something that I started in 2020, is that there are sometimes where the pressure is just too much, where you are overwhelmed and you don't just have anybody to talk to, and everything just seems not to work, and you are just feeling so low. What do I do? For me personally, I'm very particular. Because knowing too much, you can't know too much. What do you know? That you can't know too much. You can never know too much. I think I'm answering that question. You can't know too much. So what am I saying? Trying to talk about motivating. Yeah. So when it comes to motivating, so one of the things I do is I listen to motivational tapes a lot. No, things that you people, some of you call motivational speaker, motivational speakers today. These are things I listen to it a lot. It's very hardly. So when I'm coming to school, I don't listen to earpiece. I don't have my earpiece on. And when I have my earpiece on, I'm always listening to something that will ginger me. So when I'm listening to it, I do my hands like someone that wants to go and fight, because I am going. I know that I need to be gingered. I need to be motivated. Okay. So the one is the person should have a why to read. have a why to read. If it is that they have any issue with reading, they should first sort out that issue first. Is it that they have an issue if they read, they forget, if they or they find it difficult to assimilate, they should probably see a therapist, psychologist, or anything, or get help on that. Or if the person, you can just send me a message. You know, you can send me a message. I can just get out some time out of my time and see how we can. Probably I can have a talk. I can have a conversation with the person and know, and we can get to talk better so I can understand more of what the person is facing. When it is just being lazy, that means your why is not strong. You know, there's a saying that and this is saying that we all know. I say when there is a will, there is a way. When there's a will, there is a way. But the problem is with that statement is that it is not complete because they don't tell us where the way is coming from. When the will is coming from, the will come from your why. So the stronger your why, the stronger your will. And when your will is strong, you can endure anyhow. When your why is strong, rather, you can endure anyhow. What it means that when you reason for you, when you have a strong reason to achieve anything, you go to any length to achieve it. You go to any length to achieve it. Okay, so please. Okay, so it will really. So I'm talking about why. So once you have a big why, it's going to prepare you to do. There are a lot of, for me personally, there are a lot of things I do that I don't want to do at all. There are a lot of things. Sometimes I have to wake up in the midnight to read, to do all the sacrifices that I don't even want to. I don't even want to make. I'm not even comfortable making. But because I have a very strong why, what do? I know that I have to do all these things to achieve my goal. So what do? I have to buckle up. Okay, so that's it. And for that motivation, I'm going to send some like video or some audio to the group. You can just listen to them and you see. There's a lot of things. When I listen to all these things, sometimes I feel so down. Like I was just pressured, school activities, other activities, personal matters, and every other thing. And I just need to get myself up again. What do? I put on my phone. Like if you check my phone, if you see me listening to anything, I don't listen to normal music. I don't have all the time for that. Things I listen to are things that what ginger me up. Things that get me going. If you check my playlist, you will see something like motivate. You see like pick myself up again, pick myself up. Those are the type of playlist I have. So every song that is not going to lift me up, and even the song that I listen to I don't even listen to songs based on, at least I don't even have the time dancing or anything. I listen to the lyrics. I make sure I have the lyrics. And that's just it. So I don't have, because I let me add this. This is very, very important. I don't know what I'm just remembering now. Is that for you to achieve your goal, you need two superpowers, two things. Most important thing: your confidence and your peace of mind. You cannot do anything without peace of mind. Yes, you can't. You can't do much without peace of mind. So when I'm having anything like that, I try to get listen to something that is going to get me into perspective. Yes, the program is being recorded. Let me check. Okay, the program is being recorded. So that get me into perspective and yes, that get me into perspective and get me going, no matter what. Get me going, because I can't just. There are a lot of things you can't be able to do. Your mind is not settled, so your mind has to be settled at all times. At all times, and there are some things too that you might be really want to do this, and you are afraid. You are fearing. You're listening to some things, they just gel you up. There are some things that, depending on what I'm feeling, there are some things I'm feeling bad about something. There are some things that once I listen to it like this, forget about it. I'm back again. I'm back with my full energy. Okay, I'm back with my full energy. So so that's that. Do you have any other question, please? Any other question? I can see a Bolua typing. So I don't know if you have a question. Okay, you mean if someone has a friend and the friend has higher mark than her and doesn't care, what advice can you give her? So for example now, I have a friend, this person is scoring higher than me. Okay? But the person does not care about my results. The person is not your friend. The person is not your friend. The person is not your friend, please. Okay? I hope I get that. This answer is very simple. The person is not your friend. Find someone beyond people that will push you. You need people that can lift you up. You need people that care. That's what it means to be friends. Anybody that does not care about you is not your friend. Again, anybody that does not care about you is not your friend. So, up to regardless of whatever the person is. So if the person does not care about you, what it means that the person will care about themselves. So find someone that care. Find someone. And the question is also that when you want people to give you something, when you want people to give you something, give it first. So the first question is, do you care? Do you even care for the person too? Because you can't expect someone you don't care for to care for you. I will say that again. You can't expect someone you don't care for to care for you. Or again, probably during the process, the person has been warning you, giving you advice, and you don't follow something, and you get to a point that the person has to say, "I give up on you. I'm not going to tell you anything again." Eh? So you have to be very careful. Or another thing is, what type of friend do you call yourself? Probably you are that type of friend. You're that type of friend that when they talk to you, you don't uh you don't take corrections, or people can't talk to you. So you feel like, okay, back once no, you'll be like, sure, no, someone school me, something like that. But if you are not all those type of person I've just described, and the person does not really literally care, oh, okay, then the person is not your friend. Please look for another person. So call your friend. Look for another person to call your friend. I hope I answered the question. Any question, please? Any other question? Any other question? I think I saw that type. Any other question? This is 1 hour 32 minutes already. I have tried. Wow. Any other question? Yeah, if she's someone you trust. If she's someone you trust. If she's someone you trust. And that's a friends have level. Please. Friends have level. I'm answering that question. You say, is it advisable to send my friend my CGPA? Friends have levels. You will know. If it's someone that you're comfortable with, the question is, did the person open up to you about their own CGPA? Do you trust the person that if I tell this person, I will not go and hear it from third party? So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. And that's why you have to define. There are some people that are not your friends. Some people, they are just cosmates. Know them. They're just cosmates. It's not everybody that is your friend. Some people are just cosmates. Okay? Anybody that are going to, if you're not comfortable telling him, then stick to it. But then you should not expect him to tell you yours. And if he actually tell you yours, if he's the one that tell you his own, and you think that you're not comfortable, it might not be the problem. It might be the problem. Especially if the person actually has a higher mark than you, higher CGPA than you, and the person trusts you enough to tell you his or her own. Okay? I can see his own, and you are like feeling somehow like probably you're feeling like low self-esteem, feeling something like that. then you have to be the one to settle that from your own end. But if that's not the case, just feel like maybe this person is just not trustworthy enough, then keep it to yourself. Nobody's going to fight you for not telling them that CGPA. It's not their right. Most at the same range. And that's another thing. And if the person, there are some cases where people always try to show you that they are more than you. They always try to show you, or they always try to keep tab on to know what you have, so that they can know whether you are above them or you're not. Okay, so just know. So just depend on the type of person. Type of the person. And if this person deserves to be called a friend, that means you know the person already. And anybody that truly deserves to be called a friend and is actually a friend, then you don't have any issue telling the person. So the question is, we define what you mean to be friend. Check that definition again. In fact, as I mentioned, all of you, because most of the time, it is friend that all of you always shout, friend, and your friend is taking you to somewhere where you don't want to go to. Your friend is affecting you a whole lot. So go and check the dictionary and look for who a friend is. So if the person is actually your friend, though, then there should not be any problem telling the person you're such a pair. You are just classmates, you are acquaintances, you are just close. And another thing is that there are also different types of friends. There are some friends that are just food friends. You are only friends when you are eating. There are some, they are just reading friends. Some, they are just tutorial friends, only friends are tutorial. Some friends are just church friends, most friends. Apart after church, you don't know each other again. Some friends, they are just rehearsal friends. So define that friends very well. So this one that you said is your really study partner. It might just be just study partner, you just study together alone. It may not be worthy of knowing your secrets, of knowing your CGPA. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I think I've answered all the questions. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. I hope this has been valuable to you so far. Recording, as I explained earlier, the video recording is going to be posted on YouTube, and the link will be sent here. Or what do you? Let's say the recording will be posted. Either it's posted here or no need. The recording, the video recording is going to be posted on YouTube. And then you can watch it on YouTube. And then the audio recording will be forwarded here for you to listen to. So you can download the audio recording and can listen to it one over. Drop down. If you have any question, come to the group, the WhatsApp group, and drop it there. And yes, it is recorded again. Oh, it's recorded. It's recorded. That's what I'm saying. The recording will be posted there. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this. I hope you can value. Let me know. I want to have your feedback. How was it? How was it for you? For those of you that are just joining, those that have been with us from the beginning, how was it for you? How was it? How was it? How was it? Does it your expectation met? Do you learn anything? Do you get anything? Is your time the time you spent here? Is it worth it? Have I wasted your time? I want to know, please. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Do I waste your time? Or your expectations met? Record something like this again. You gladly come. Will you invite a friend? Do you even think those people that are not here today, did they miss? Yes. They miss at all. If you don't think those guys miss, then that means you have not learned much. Okay? And I can't wait to have you all. And please, I don't know some of you. If you met me, you meet me in school, you see me anywhere, let me know that you are part of this program. Okay? And I can't wait to see you at the top. And when you have your results, please you take action on all these things, and you get the result you're praying for, you worked for. Please let me know, please, so we can celebrate you. I love to hear success stories. Yeah, success stories are very sweet to tell, and they are very sweet to listen to. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you. So I will stop the record.